top of the evening to you on a Monday night, the 12th day of August, 2024. Great to have everybody with us on a Monday night. We're so grateful to have you. No double feature tonight. This will be our only show, but I am so grateful to have my dear buddy, Rorlando Rodriguez, all the way down from the Rio Grande Valley on the phone with me tonight. Betty, it's so good to see you. We're going to get you on a regular interview on a Zoom call very soon, but I wanted to bring you on tonight on a Monday. We had Sheena Rodriguez with us last week. She did such a great job. I was really, we had a lot of good comments about Sheena's interview about the border. I wanted to get your take on some things tonight, but it's good to see you. How are you? It's been a while. Welcome back to the McFiles, but it's good to see you on the show tonight.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's good to have you, Rorlando. It really is, man. We share a lot of history together. We've been down that border 3 times, and we've had some adventure together. Me and you need to write us a book, man, about what we've experienced together at that border, huh? It's been a wild ride, and I've known you for 5 years now. And it's like the Ponderosa down there right now. I don't know if I would want to come down there. We need some bodyguards. I want you to update people, Rorlando, what's happening down there in McAllen. I know that Sheena was telling us Thursday night that the influx of illegals in Texas, at least, has subsided a little bit. It's dramatically increased in California, but it's still a mess down there. Is that an accurate description? What are you seeing firsthand down there on that border tonight?
Well, let me tell you something, Chris. Things are not good at all. Things are still real bad down here. When I drive along the river, in certain areas, from far away, you can see nice, beautiful buses that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris they sent to different places,
right,
to fill them up with illegals. And I had never seen in my life, because, I was born and raised in this area. I have crossed that bridge, that international bridge, into Mexico back and forth. I don't know how many thousands and thousands of times, but I have never in my life, Christopher, seen so much disaster. But since Joe Biden took office, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took office, and they are responsible, and also Secretary Mayorkas, for all the disaster down here. They are responsible for all the lives that have been lost at the river. They are responsible, Chris, for all the children that have been lost under their administration. And let me tell you one more thing. I really believe in my heart, because what I see down here daily, that there has never been a humanitarian crisis in the history of the, of humankind, but under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Right. Well, Rorlando, what you're telling us is basically what we sort of titled the program tonight. And that's the fact that if they get elected, then this is going to continue. This is absolutely going to continue right on through this next election cycle. And I don't think that they have got anything but chaos in mind. And look, we think Joe Biden is bad. Timpon and Kamalot, I think that they're going to not only open the border for another 4 years, I think they're going to grant all these people amnesty, buddy. I don't think that we're going to see, because if you do that, Texas is going blue. I mean, y'all are going blue, man. That's not a good thing. It's not a good sign for the election for the Republicans in coming decades, is it?
Well, you know what, Chris? This is a wake-up call. Look, not only for the Anglo community of the United States, but for the Mexican community, for the Latino community, for the Japanese community, people that have been living for years in this beautiful country, and that we were born here, and that we be paying taxes here, and that we love America. This is a wake-up call for everyone. This is the time to get together and save America. We have no other choice. Let me share with you and with all the people that follow you. And thank you so much to everyone listening. And please share this, okay? I had a meeting. Right now, this moment, I cannot mention names, but I had a meeting like 5 or 6 days ago with a mayor from Mexico, okay? A mayor from Mexico, I cannot mention his name. And he came to me and he said if I could help him get have a private meeting with Governor Greg Abbott. He has a lot of information. He has the numbers of people, on the Mexican side waiting to come to the United States. He said, this is 6 days ago, he said, Rorlando, today, right now, in one of our places just across the border, we have 7,000 kids with no parents.
Wow.
Okay.
That's unreal. That's an unreal number.
That is crazy, but that's not the worst. This is the worst. He said, and we have 3,000 Russian soldiers that they say that they don't belong to the Russian army anymore. But who's going to believe them?
3,000 Russian soldiers that don't belong to the army that are in the country, 7,000 kids without parents. Orlando, those two numbers alone should send chills up our back tonight. The Russian thing is bad, but the children, what's happening to these children? What are they? Who are they? Where are these children tonight? Even though they don't have parents, who's taking care of them? Anybody?
Well, right now, my friend, this mayor from Mexico, he's a Trump supporter, and you know what he said? Something very interesting. This is from the Mexican side, from the Mexican perspective, from a politician. I know this mayor, he's very young. He's 30 years old. I know his father since like 20 or 25 years ago, and his mother. They are very conservative people, okay? And they love Trump.
Yeah.
And, they've been here in the area since back from the 1700s when their great-great-parents used to have ranches along the Rio Grande, when Mexico was Spain, when Texas was Spain, and their ranches, their land used to be the same ranch on both sides of the river. Now everything is changed. This is Texas, the other side is Mexico. This is not Spain anymore. But let me tell you something. These people, they've been here for generations, okay?
Yes.
Like my family. But and that's why I trust them. And he looked for me and he said, Rorlando, please, if you can get me an appointment with Governor Abbott, I have a lot of information I have to share with him. And, I really was shocked when he said that he had 3,000 Russian men, and they say that they used to be part of the Russian military, that they don't belong to the Russian military anymore. But this is a big question. Who's going to believe them? They are militaries anyway, and they want to come to this side.
All right.
So
my question is, what does that mean, though? What does that mean for the country? Is that a good thing or a bad thing, or how do we take that, buddy?
That's totally a bad thing. You know what, Christopher? I've seen inside the international bridge buses, vans coming every day with only men, no children, no women, no children, only men from, let's say, 20 years of age all the way, let's say, to 40, more or less, very well dressed, nice luggage, everything. In Mallorca's, Kamala Harris and Biden is bringing all these people on purpose. I really believe that, I hope I'm wrong, okay? I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so, Christopher. I really believe that we're real close to a civil war. And I see it daily here. And this is what, most of the American people do not know. And I really thank God for living here, for being born in this area. and for really God to open up my eyes for Latino for Trump. That's where I started learning, more and more of what's happening in the country. And I try to get my friends like you and other group chats from the nation aware of what's going on here at the border.
Yes.
This is something unprecedented. This is something that never happened before. I've been living here for 59 years, and I have never seen this before.
Let me ask you a question. Kamalot is trying to act like she was not the border czar. Have you ever seen her down there at that border? I know that you see a lot of politicians, and that's one thing that me and you've talked about so many times privately and publicly, because you showed me the spot that day at the wall right there at the Rio Grande River where these politicians come and take their selfies. In your time down there in the last 4 years, has Kamala Harris ever graced the border, to your knowledge?
No, she never. Look, the only time she came here is when they were campaigning.
Before the election. Before the election.
Before the election. She only came once. She came to the airport. That's when we had the Trump train.
I remember that.
They took her all the way to the university campus to speak with students and other Democrats there. And but we had a great time because from our Trump train, we sent behind her car around 500 trucks with Trump flags. So we had a great time. But anyway, no, she never been here since they took office. Never, ever.
So is it fair to say then she's lying through her pathetic Kamalot teeth when she tells everybody that she's concerned about the border and that she did all these great policies to fix the border and Joe Biden stopped illegal immigration? Let's just call it like it is. That's a bold-faced lie. Is that not right, Rorlando?
Well, that's a flat lie. This is what I say when I hear Kamala Harris and when I hear Joe Biden. Oh my God, they have to lie because they have no other option. They have to lie. They've done everything wrong. They've done everything against the American people. They've done everything against America. So they have no other option but to lie. They are liars.
Let me ask you this. I was with you in 2019 for the first time when we first met, and we were together again in August of that year. I went twice in 2019. Of course, the virus hit in 2020. I couldn't come. 21, I came back, and things had changed so drastically in just a matter of a year and a half. I'd never seen anything like it. 2019, I felt with you there and others, I felt safe. I mean, I wasn't like going to walk out at night down there along the river by myself or anything. But at least I felt that the border agents were at least having things somewhat under control. Buddy, I tell you what, when me and you went down there on 21 in the mid part of the day, I don't know if you remember it, we heard gunshots. I mean, we were looking at Cartel across that river. And I'm just curious, what has it been like living down there? Because it's definitely more dangerous than it's ever been down there for the local citizens. And I think that's what people don't understand. Look, we are experiencing the results of an open border in the heartland of the country. But what is it like? I can only imagine what it's like for people that live in McAllen and other Edinburgh and all that little subdivisions down there right around the Rio Grande Valley. And you go up through Del Rio where we was at that second border feeding. Rorlando, it looks like Beirut down there in some of these pictures I'm seeing and some of these things that I've been told. Look, it's Beirut, Lebanon, bro. It's Beirut, Lebanon.
Yeah, well, let me tell you one more thing, Christopher. This person that came from Mexico, I cannot mention his name because we still work trying to help him, And
right.
You know what?
Right.
I would like not only to take my friend to sit and have a meeting with Greg Abbott. I want to take him all the way to Donald Trump. Yes, because he has a lot of information. I mean, a lot. That would help the U.S. understand more, what's going on the other side of the border. Especially, Greg, our Republican leaders out there like Greg Abbott and our great candidate for the presidency again, Donald J. Trump. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I cannot mention right now, but maybe in the near future I will. Christopher, but let me tell you just one more thing that he told me. This is like 5 or 6 days ago, okay? That these gang leaders or cartel leaders from Mexico, they live here in McAllen.
I don't doubt that. Rorlando, I think they're look, I've heard people as far inland as Dallas, Texas tell me that they've got cartels basically swirling around Dallas, Houston, some of these bigger cities inland. And look, let's just face facts. I'm not so sure they're not all the way into inland of Washington, D.C. and these small communities that we've got listening to us tonight. I don't think there's a city in America that it should feel safe tonight that there ain't some kind of cartel influence in their government and cartel influence in their lives. And look, that makes for a dangerous thing, because let me make it clear, I don't think I have to tell this audience this. The cartels are not Ward Cleaver. These people want to kill you and cut your head off, and you know this, buddy. You like to die at the hands of these people. Your testimony, the very first time we ever had you on the program, you gave one of the most riveting testimonies. If it wasn't for the grace of God, my friend, I wouldn't be talking to you tonight. God saved your life from these people because they kidnapped you and they were going to kill you. I mean, this is what these people do, and they rape children, they traffic children, they bring meth over the border, they bring fentanyl over the border. They want this country to bow down. They pretty much conquered Mexico. The Mexican government has basically caved into the cartel, and I wouldn't doubt if the cartels ain't involved, probably running the Mexican government tonight. But they're trying to bring that here, Rorlando, and they're trying to instill the same violence and the same death that they have in Mexico over here. That's why this open border matters, correct?
Of course. And let me tell you one more thing, Christopher. Of course, without mentioning names, but this is part of the meeting that I had with my friend from this mayor from Mexico. He told me one more thing. Well, a few more, but I can say this one. I can mention this one. And this is sad, okay? But the political party running Mexico right now, Morena,
right?
They are working 100% with all the cartels.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Yes. And he even showed me a video, okay, of this cartel leader saying on the last elections, saying, go get people, take them to vote, and if they don't vote for our party, just kill them.
I don't doubt that either. Do you think that their tentacles reach into Congress? Because you've told me, you sort of alluded to that to me in conversations, that you believe that some of these congressional people have been paid off by the cartels, and I wouldn't doubt if some of these executive branch people have been paid off too. Rorlando, we can't be this stupid in this country. I don't mean this to be blunt tonight. We just cannot be this damn stupid in this country to open our border up without understanding the cost to our citizens and understanding the cost to the nation, understanding the cost to freedom and liberty and lawlessness. We can't be this stupid, and it has to be intentional. What's your take on that?
It is intentional, 100%. Look, if we go, let's say, to Venezuela, okay, watch a video. This is a long time ago. Even, I think, before Trump was in office, okay? There's a video from Venezuela where Nicolas Maduro works with gangs and cartels in Venezuela. They work together, the government and the cartels. All they want is control. If they control the country and if they control the people, you know, they get to own all the resources of the country. So same thing is happening in Mexico, and that's what they want to do in the United States. Okay, so yes, a lot of politicians are getting money paid from people that we never voted for them, that we don't even know who they are, but they have all they want is power, and that's like something modern, in the political system, in Latin American countries and many other countries around the world, that leaders work with cartels. And that's exactly what they want to do here in the United States of America now.
I don't doubt it, buddy.
Same thing.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I asked Sheena this Thursday night, and her attitude on Abbott has changed. And I have to say, and I got a dear friend, Denise Martin. If she's listening tonight, she's probably smiling, because me and Denise, we had a disagreement over Abbott. And I told her 2 years ago, I think your governor sucks. And she says, no, he don't suck. And I didn't have a lot of respect for Abbott. When I left there in 2019, to be frank with you, listening to these Border Patrol agents, I just said, Texas is screwed, because I said he's gonna give the state up to these illegals. But, I have to be fair. I think he has seen the light to a degree. She had a lot different attitude about Abbott, and I do too tonight than I did 2 years ago. Where does Rorlando Rodriguez stand? Because it seems that he has at least made some effort. He's being fought by the federal government, but he's making a better effort, Rorlando, it seems, to get the National Guard down on that border. And it has made a difference in the numbers, because the last 6 months, the illegal immigration figures, the illegal aliens coming across the border, in Texas at least, have decreased. They started going to California now, and that's just facts. Arizona and New Mexico have always been sort of variables. Arizona's always been a mess. New Mexico's more terrain. They got a lot more mountainous, regions coming across the border from Mexico, so you don't hear a lot about New Mexico. You hear a bunch about Arizona, California, and Texas, but Abbott has at least tried. What's your take on that? Are you going to give him a passing grade on this, or can he do more?
Look, let me tell you something. Thank you for the question. I agree with China Rodriguez and with many people 100%. As a matter of fact, China Rodriguez and me, we went to the same places that I took you a few times. We went together. This is when probably when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took office, more or less around there.
Right.
When we started seeing all these people coming in, by big crowds. Anyway, I really think that Abbott in the beginning did not do what he's supposed to do. He did not do the right thing. Okay, I agree with that 100%. I think that he could have done a lot better. As a matter of fact, Christopher, I believe that, he was like playing on both sides of the court. Or at least that's what it looked like a year ago. Now, he's doing better things. Like you said, he sent the soldiers down here, and he's been doing way better. But my question is, why did it took him so long to do the right thing?
That's a great question. That's a great question, and that's a fair question, Rorlando, and I think that's what most people are asking. It did take him a long time to do the right thing. What do you think changed? What's your thoughts on why he finally saw the light and came to Jesus about this? Because it does seem like he's changed his attitude.
You know what? I really think that the pressure of people, on him. Yeah. I think that probably the pressure of we the people, we the Texans, was stronger than probably the pressure of the elites or someone behind this disaster here at the border. So finally, he started doing things way better, which I really appreciate. And not only me, every Texan. But I really believe that if he would have done better since the first day this huge caravan started coming here to the United States, it would be a whole different story.
Right. I'm with you.
He acted late. So
I'll agree.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Are there any caravans? I know that about a week ago I understood there was another caravan coming from Mexico. Has there been any update on that? Have you seen anything like that? Are they coming to Texas still, or are they shifting west to California and Arizona?
You know what? I only watched when they took off from the state of Chiapas in southern Mexico.
Yes.
Which is the border with Guatemala. Yeah, there were at least 4,000 to 5,000 people coming, and they were saying that they want to get here before Donald Trump took office,
Of course.
or was in office.
Of course. Of course.
But I really hope that they don't make it. And the truth is, Christopher, that hundreds of children get lost, many ladies, many women get raped, and many people die on the road or just walking down here or on top of the Beast, which is the name of the train that comes from South Mexico to northern Mexico. And I really hope that our Governor Greg Abbott is able to stop this caravan if they come to Texas. I cannot pay attention. I've been doing other things.
Right.
I've been. We had a great event Saturday in Zapata County. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have a PowerPoint that I'm gonna be teaching tomorrow to a group of ministers, pastors from the community.
That's great.
On what's coming up in this election if they don't wake up as community leaders. And so keep me in your prayers. And we're planning other things with Latino for Trump nationwide. So there's a lot to do. We have a lot to do, Christopher. And we do this from our hearts. We know that this can be the last election. It looks like, if Trump is going to win, for sure. The thing is, Democrats already know how to steal elections.
Oh, you better believe it.
I am a witness of that. In 2020, at least here in Hidalgo County, where I live, we had access to the voting list, and with my own telephone, with my calculator, I saw the list of all these people that were born in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and many of them had 100 to 129 years of age, and supposedly they went
to vote.
Okay.
Look, even McDonald ain't that old, Rodriguez. I can't even get away with that, even though they claim I'm ready for the dirt. I'm not even 129 years old. That's hilarious, man. Let me do a little house cleaning here issue. Hey, folks, it's nothing bad. I'm just grateful you're with us tonight on the McFiles Monday Night Special with my dear friend Rorlando. If you got a question for Rorlando, I'm going to keep him on the phone with us another 15 minutes or so. And we're going to take your questions in the comments if you got a question about what's going on down there. So 129 years old, right? That's a pretty good stretch that 129-year-old man or woman could go vote, isn't it, buddy?
And guess what? That happened nationwide.
I don't doubt that.
It wasn't only here in Hidalgo County. That happened nationwide. Now, that's only one part or one of the sides, how they plan to steal the election with dead people. Now, if you add up curbside, where they steal millions of votes in curbside. Now, if you add up to the list, how they manage the electronic machines, how they, the hackers work, behind the scenes with the electronic machines. So they had 4 years, and they practiced in how to steal an election, and they did a great job.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Folks, if you got a question, real quick, we got Rorlando for about 15 minutes. Charlotte D'Ambrosio is asking, says, where are the kids? Rorlando, that's $1 million question. I mean, you've answered it to a degree, but I don't know if anybody knows. Do you think there's any serious effort to find these 3,000 kids? Or I mentioned 7,000. Is there any effort that you know of to find these kids and where they're at in the country?
No, look, these 7,000 kids are still in Mexico.
In Mexico. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, they are in a shelter in Mexico with no parents.
No parents.
Just across the border. Okay, just across the border. Yeah.
Great question
from my friend, the mayor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Great question from Dennis Floyd. Is the National Guard from other states still in Texas? And if not, then why? Do you see the National Guard from other states? I know DeSantis had promised to send some troops from Florida. I hadn't heard about Georgia, but I know Florida at least promised. Are you seeing any National Guard troops other than the ones Abbott's releasing down on that border from Texas? Good question.
Yes. Well, I have not driven to that area yet, but in the hotel right in front of the airport, Chris, I got to see there a bunch of state troopers from Florida.
Right.
But this is like 2 months ago. I need to drive around, on that area and find out if they're still here. But yeah, people from other states came down to the border to help our troopers down here.
Right. That's interesting. Let me ask you a question. I had a question that just come to mind. Me and you, when we were down there, buddy, we were appalled at how we were treated by the Catholic Charities, because all we were wanting to do was take pictures of what was going on, behind the walls. And, they had everything shut off, and they called the local authorities on us. We had the police come down and ask us to get off the sidewalk, which is a public sidewalk. We wasn't trying to intrude in their territory. But is that still going on down there a lot? Is these Catholic Charities helping these illegals without any kind of thought about lawlessness and things like that? I know they were pretty much giving them the goods. I mean, a cell phone, $1,500 cash, bus tickets anywhere they wanted to in the country. Is that still going on?
Yes, sir. It's still going on. Bus tickets, plane tickets, and all kinds of help, except for our veterans that were right there across the street on wheelchairs. They don't get anything. But illegals, they get everything, Chris. That operation is still going on, and all these ONGs, Christopher, they are part of the swamp. They work for the Biden administration, and they are criminals. And I hope one day they pay for all, the wrongdoing to our nation. I hope one day they pay, for treason, because there's no other word, Christopher. They are traitors. But you know what is the worst thing? They wear the mask of good people, the Catholic Charities. Well, those Catholic Charities and many other ONGs are part of all this disaster down here in South Texas.
Without a doubt. Roger Hooker, great question. He says, have you heard estimates of how many are being flown into the U.S. and what organizations are sponsoring the flights? And we've mentioned one of them. Are there any other organizations sponsoring these flights, Rorlando? And are they, where exactly, we couldn't get an answer from nobody down there. We talked to some people on the street. They were guessing. But where are these people going? Is there any rhyme or reason where they're flying these people in the country? And Roger's question's a good one. I mean, who's sponsoring this crap? I mean, I know the Catholic organizations are, and I'm not laying it all on them, because they're not the only ones with a hand in the pot down there. There was a lot more not good actors that were involved in this. I'm not trying to just call them out, because they are just one clog of a bad, evil spoke of evil down there. That this is a machine. This is a well-oiled machine, what they're doing down there. But where are these people going?
Yes, what I know is that I spoke with a person down here a few months ago, and he said that he was working for the government 40 or 50 miles around there from Pecos, Texas, way in the desert, okay? And they were building a big facility there, like for, those kind of facilities they build in other countries when the Army or when the Marines, when our troops go to other countries, like big tents and like military bases. And they were building this in the middle of the desert, like 50 miles from Pecos, Texas. And these facilities were for people from Afghanistan.
Wow.
They were coming here to the States. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Biden bringing people from Afghanistan.
Renee,
yes.
Renee
And
Nelson.
and another thing, Chris, there is the other organizations. They are working in the jungles, okay? In Colombia, there's a big jungle in northern Colombia before they get to Panama, and all these ONGs, like they call it in Spanish, Doctores Sin Fronteras, Doctors Without Frontiers, and the Red Cross, and there's many ONGs like these ones. They are helping these people, giving maps to the people, giving food and money to the people so they can get to the United States.
Wow. Kathy Tardif, your question, we were told about $1,500 per illegal. That's how much the Catholic Charities are given. Renee Nelson says her sister works for a Catholic charity that processes the illegals and gives the money and cell phones. Trust me, I don't get along with her in conversations about her job. Renee, I bet you that's an understatement, friend. I bet you that's an understatement. Corey Aguilar, great question. She says, how is Trump? This is a great question. And this is what she says, Rorlando. She says, how is Trump going to deport all illegals with criminal records when we don't even have a clue where the gotaways are? That's absolutely a fantastic question, because what we're being told tonight, brother, we ain't got a clue where these people are going. So how are we going to round them up and deport them? That's a good question.
That's a great question, Chris. And let me tell you something. That's going to be very hard to do. There's going to be a tough job looking for these people.
Yes, it will be.
And because many people, they come, and they go through like doing the right thing through the Border Patrol. They get their names and everything. But there's thousands of gotaways. To find that people is going to be extremely hard.
Do you think they're going to try to register these people to vote, Rorlando? That's my question. No, that's coming from me.
I heard, don't believe me, but I heard from a friend of mine that when they give them the papers to get registered as asylum seekers or
right.
asylum seekers, that there's a form there, and they automatically are in the voting system. Well, when they sign the paper.
I want to make it clear to my audience, some people know this, some people don't. We had a story on the Telegram room last week, but Timpon, that's his new nickname. I want to thank Kimberly Allman for that. But Timpon Tim from Minnesota, he was given driver's license to illegals during his time as governor of Minnesota. So you got to believe if he was doing it in Minnesota, that's what this administration is going to push when they if they get in office. And that they're going to push driver's license for illegals and voting rights and amnesty for illegals. That's what's at stake in November. Correct, my friend?
Yes. I mean, you know what? I really think that Kamala and Walsh are not winning. But if they steal the election and they get in office, that's it for America, my friend.
For America, brother.
No more beautiful. No more beautiful USA. That's it. And you know what? I saw a video yesterday of Tim Walz, and this is, shame to him and shame to the people working for him. He changed the beautiful Minnesota flag
to Somalia
for another flag that looks very much like the Somalian flag.
Somalia flag. He sure did. That's not a rumor, buddy. He did it. Man, listen, our time is up. Listen, I want to tell you, we're going to get you back on in a week or two, and we're going to do a Zoom call when you're at home one night. This was beautiful. The audio was great on the phone. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to wrap us up. Final thoughts. Tell everybody what your final thoughts are about all this. Rorlando, I think you said it beautifully, man. We got to get out and vote, don't we? We got to get out and vote. Because it's what's at stake.
Well,
what we're talking about tonight is what's at stake for our nation.
This is what I told to the crowd in Zapata, Texas, 2 days ago, Saturday. Every patriot in the nation, every American, every people that we pay, that we love this country, all of us. should do something. If we want to save America, this is the time that we should do something. There's no excuse in saying, I don't know what to do. Let me give you an idea. This is what I told the people Saturday at the rally. If you have a smartphone and you have a list of friends, just tell them to go vote for Donald J. Trump.
Absolutely.
And tell them that this is the last chance we have to save America. And tell them to call also their friends and family. In other words, we all can be a voice for our nation. We all can be a voice for Donald J. Trump, and this is the time to save America, and we all have the responsibility to do something. There's no excuse.
No excuse, buddy. I'm with you, man. You know, I love you like a brother. I'm looking forward to seeing you, and I'm doing everything I can to plan a trip down there before this year's out. And don't be surprised if you get a knock on your door late one night and a text, "Hey man, I'm here in town. Where you at?" Because we're gonna go down here and we're gonna do some live shows from that border again, my brother. But let me tell you something. If you come again, I'm going to take you all the way to Roma in the middle of the night, okay? Okay.
So be ready.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. I appreciate you, bro. Listen, I'll be in touch with you, okay? Thank you for coming on tonight. It was a great show, and I'll get you back on soon. And we're going to stay abreast of things with you. You're always great. And I tell you what we're going to do next time. There's some people that are new to our show that's not heard your testimony from 5 years ago, and I'm going to get you next time and tell everybody why you're grateful to be alive tonight. And I'm grateful you're alive because you're my brother and you're my friend, and we've been through some battles together, buddy, and I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I really do.
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. A big hug for you, and
bless you.
Blessings to every one of your followers, and blessings to Donald J. Trump and all his family. We should pray for him every day. You know, I was shocked 2 or 3 days ago when it came out in the news that, you know, he had to have an emergency landing. That is not something normal. That is not normal.
No,
they're after him. So we have to keep him in our prayers.
I'm with you. Well, let me ask you this before you go. I'm just curious. You know, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think there's a chance that the country, it's going to backfire even on the left about this open border? Because I do get the sense that the people even in New York and Chicago, because of this influx, I think people are going to get sick of this. And Kamala Harris cannot escape the failure of her border policies because Joe Biden's policies is hers. Do you have any hope that the left, this is going to backfire on their plans to pass it under the rug and convince people they've got a better policy for the border than Trump?
You know what? I really think that people is tired of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
I'll agree.
The neighborhoods in Chicago, New York, everywhere, they are tired, you know, of all these immigrants in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
They are mad that immigrants that have never paid taxes, never worked before in this beautiful nation, are getting more benefits than the people, you know, that gave their life and time and everything for our beautiful country. That is not okay. People is awake now more than ever, and I really feel and can see that the Black community, the Hispanic community, all the Latino community is awake now more than ever.
Let me ask you one other. Yeah.
But you know what? We cannot stop. We have to continue, Christopher. Assuming, that is happening. Thank God. But we cannot rely on that. We have to continue working.
Yes, we do, buddy. How's the church? How does the church handle your statements? Are you getting a lot of good feedback from the church? Or are they just sort of nonchalant and sort of not caring about this?
Do you know what? Here in the Rio Grande Valley, we have a big problem with the Christian churches. You know, I believe that the Christians and the pastors should be the first ones to have their eyes open of what's going on. And it is very sad, and this is a great question, Christopher. It is very sad that the Christian community is still asleep.
That's
Many
very true,
of them,
buddy.
let me tell you, at least 90% here in the Rio Grande Valley don't know what's going on. And many of the pastors don't want to speak up. You know why? Because in their churches, in their congregation, they have illegals.
Yes, they
and
do.
They don't want to hurt their feelings or this or that, you know. And I think that that's wrong.
I do too, buddy.
This is what's going on in America. I mean, it's not about the illegal community here, anymore. It's about to save America.
Well, but it's about lawlessness.
It doesn't matter if you hurt someone's feelings.
Well, it's about lawlessness. I hear all this all the time that what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Well, I'll tell you what Jesus would do. He would tell them to come in here legally. That's what he would do, because Jesus don't condone lawlessness.
Yes, sir.
That's what he would do. And I'll say more about that later. Buddy, I appreciate you. I'm going to let you go and say goodnight to these people. Thank you for being with me tonight. Good stuff, man. Always. Appreciate you.
Hey, a big hug for you and blessings for all of your followers.
You too, my friend.
God
We'll talk
everyone.
soon.
Thank you.
God bless Rorlando.
Sure.
Rorlando Rodriguez, everybody. Latinos for Trump. Put some fire in that house for him. My goodness, we're grateful to have him tonight. And we got a few more comments we're going to read, and then we're going to say goodnight to you. Are Christian leaders at the border being paid off too? Well, Roger, it's possible. I'm sure that a few of them are getting rich. That's for sure. I don't think that they're just turning a blind eye for nothing. There was somebody that said something. Roger, it may have been you, about the Democrats. If they get elected, we're going to be a communist socialist nation. Brother, we already there. I hate to tell you. We ain't going full-blown communist, but we close. I mean, we close. I talked about it Friday night on the Late Show. I mean, they're eroding every liberty they can. Every liberty, every freedom, every Bill of Rights that we've got under them Bill of Rights is being trampled underfoot every day. Every day. So, we're already there, Roger. I hate to say it, buddy. We're already there. I want to just tell everybody, thank you for being with us tonight on this Monday night, the 12th day of August. Rorlando was a great guest. He fit the bill for a Monday night to get started. He'll be back with us for a longer discussion. We're hoping to get him, Sheena, maybe Bianca back with us. Also Victor Abla. Man, what a power panel that would be. We're going to be getting some panels together as we get into the fall as well. And to talk about this, because I do believe the border, other than abortion, is probably going to be one of the big issues that we need to hammer in the policy issue. But there's no better people to talk to than the people that live there. I don't want a bunch of talking heads from D.C. and talking heads on the internet and social media people that are just going to sit here and rail, but they don't live there. They don't have any skin in the game. Rorlando Rodriguez has skin in the game. He lives about 10 minutes from that border. And I'm telling you, he has experienced some dangerous stuff firsthand, him and his family. And I have a lot of respect for that man. And I love him like a brother. I do. I feel like he's my blood kin. And we've had such good fellowship down there. And there ain't nobody in the world like him. And I was so honored to see him here about a month ago. He came through late one night and needed a place to stay. And he knew he could call on me because he knows it don't matter what time of the day or night, Chris McDonald is going to be there for Rorlando Rodriguez, because I know this much. If Chris was coming down through there at any day or night and I called Rorlando Rodriguez, I know Rorlando Rodriguez would open his house to me. And I think he knows that tonight. I'm grateful for all of you. Just a couple of quick things I want to share with you before we leave tonight. It's been a good crowd here. Thank you all for being a good audience and good questions, and we appreciate it. Good to see Mark Kaysen tonight. Others, Mountain Warrior, good to see you. Janice, Charlotte, Carol Smith. Jody, good to see you, my friend. Going to come back and see you guys soon over there in the Nashville area. Kathy Tardif, Outdoory, good to see you tonight. Susan Prusky, Jennifer Milano, good to see you. Renee Wilt Nelson, good to see you. Charlotte D'Ambrosia, Tony Salamone, Bear, good to see you. Christina Burkhalter, Renee Wilson. We had some good Facebook folks in the house as well tonight. Jeannie, Dennis, Sonia, Corey, Roger Hooker, of course, good to see you, and some others, and so forth. Tomorrow is August the 13th on the calendar. And we'll be on tomorrow night. We're not going to have a Bible study in the morning. Tomorrow's August 13th. We talked about Tisha B'Av this morning. I encourage you, if you're on our Faith Network, to go and listen to the study from this morning. We dealt with why today is such a horrible day on the Jewish calendar. It's really bad, and I've been surprised, to be frank with you, that not more has happened today. We've got some stories that are developing tonight from the Middle East. We encourage you to go to our Telegram room. But tomorrow is August 13th. It is a mixed bag of joy and sorrow for me. Tomorrow, my oldest son, Josh, will turn 34 years old tomorrow. And I want to wish him a happy birthday early tonight. I love my son. I love all my boys. He's my oldest. And pray God's protective hand is on him tonight. Tomorrow is also the 3rd-year anniversary of the passing of my father, and it was just the way it happened that day. It was on a Friday, and it was sad. It fell on Josh's birthday the way it did, but this day will always be on the calendar that I will never forget, no matter how long I live. And I just want to say that we love our father still. We miss him, and we know a lot of you have lost your dads. And tomorrow, we're going to have a moment tomorrow night to honor him a little bit. And Wednesday night, I've been debating this. We were going to have Marcia Montenegro. We've pushed Marcia off till the 28th of August because it's a Wednesday night. She can do better on Wednesdays than she could have this week. So we're going to see Marcia the 28th of August. On a Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. You don't want to miss this. She's got some good stuff to share. But not tomorrow night, but Wednesday night, I am debating on playing the interview, the last interview my dad did with me. He sat beside me, and we did a prophecy session. And we may make that part of the Wednesday night fellowship. We don't know, but we may do that. But be looking out for that. We hadn't played that in a long time. We may do it on a Friday night this week. I don't know. We'll have a special show. But if you've never heard that, it'll bless you. He was so much in pain that night. He could only stay with me about an hour and a half. And all we did was take questions about prophecy. And it was wonderful. And it was our last time together on this network. He had been with me before. And I still honor my father. Even though he's gone, I still honor my mama, still that she's gone. And I love them both. I respect them. I'm grateful to be their oldest son. And God could not have given me two better parents for me than Wayne McDonald and Margie Turnage McDonald. And Dad's, again, his passing will be 3 years tomorrow. Seems like it was yesterday, to be frank with you. But time is slipping on us. Life is short. And every day that goes by on the calendar, it reminds me of how short life is, because so many people are dying, so many people are going through great struggles right now physically, and so forth. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to have Alice Linehan early at 8 o'clock. That'll be our early guest, and we will have a show late tomorrow night at 10. Likely to be a news show tomorrow night, just me ranting and raving. Nothing better than a late night McFiles lights out rant and rave McDonald special, right? Outdoory West is out there. I can already see your hands going up right now. Lord, calm him down. Calm him down tomorrow night on that rant and rave show. He'll be okay with Alice. Alice is going to talk about the education system and what we've got ahead of us if the Kamalot Timpon ticket gets elected, because there's some bad things ahead for education, just like there's a lot of bad things ahead for the border. We're going to talk about that with her tomorrow night. And we'll take your questions with her. She'll be live with me tomorrow. She won't be recorded, and I'm looking forward to having my dear friend back with me. And then Thursday night, Eric Karen and Peter Abbas. Peter is a new guest. He will be with us. He's from South Sudan. Eric and him just got back from there. They've got some breaking news they want to share with you about what's going on there, because that, you say, well, why are we caring about what happens in South Sudan? I'm going to tell you right now, folks, Osama bin Laden, he launched a lot of his efforts from Sudan. We had him. Sudan was offering the Clintons to basically take him out, and we turned him down. And Sudan has always been a hotbed of Islamic jihadism. And they want to share with some things with you Thursday night. So we're going to have them on. It'll be either late or early. And I want to say Ruth Martin is going to be with me Thursday night. Now, Friday night, we'll have a guest, maybe a surprise guest. I don't know. We're going to have somebody here Friday night. Still got Troy Anderson coming. We've got Carla Nicole. We've got Ricky Wilson next week. We've got Brad Johnson coming back with me soon, probably next week. We've got James Akers. He'll be in the bullpen. Magdalene Rose. The Rose little girl, my goddaughter, will be back with me next week too. And we're just grateful for all these great guests that we have. I'm so proud of this network. I'm proud of the people we have on here. Solid information and encouraging. You can't get more encouraging than Rorlando Rodriguez. I tell you, I know it's bad down there, but he's just got a way to keep us encouraged, keep us fired up. We got to fight for our country, folks. Never surrender. And we appreciate all of you being with me tonight. I'm going to say goodnight to you now. We thank you for the questions. I will see you back here on the News Network tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Alice Linehan. I will tell you this. We're going to be on K-Star Radio in a week or two. We've talked to Angeline today. They still can't get this technical thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start giving the MP3 files of our shows, and they're going to start playing them on K-Star, which I'm excited about. And I may do a live MP3 feed some days and do a live cast at night if we can do that. But anyway, we used to do these popcorn chats in the morning, and we're not going to go back to those because we do the Bible studies in the morning now. But we are going to start doing an afternoon chat, an afternoon fireside chat like we used to do. Not every day, not every day. It may be one a week for right now, one every other week or 2 weeks or whatever. But we're going to be doing that on Facebook to build our Facebook audience up. So we encourage you to look out for those on Facebook, where we will just chit-chat with you and let you rant and rave with me. How about that? That'd be fun. With this election coming, folks, I'm going to say it again, all hands are on deck. You're going to get some double-header nights. You're going to get triple-header nights some nights, because we just got to all hands on deck and pedal to the metal until November. We got to. And we're doing the best we can to keep you informed. We're doing the best we can to encourage you. We're doing the best we can to tell you to get to those polls and vote. We don't want to have to shake a knot in you. I told a dear friend today, if we'd had 30 million Christians in front of me right now that didn't vote in 2020, I'd shake a knot in every one of them. But don't let that be your plight. Get out, register to vote, make sure you're ready to go in November, folks. We got to have you. If we don't, we ain't going to have a country. I love every one of you. I appreciate you being part of this McFiles journey. Thank you all for the giving this week and your donations that keep us going. We love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow night, okay? Put some fire in that house again for Rorlando. And until tomorrow night, Chris McDonald for Rorlando Rodriguez. Have a good night, everybody. Be blessed. See you tomorrow.